was the boogeyman.
As a matter of fact, it was.
What's going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you all my non-spoiler review for Thanksgiving. If you haven't done so already, please shoot this video a like. It definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton, as well as if you happen to be a new viewer coming across this channel, please shoot that subscribe button as well as that notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. Okay everyone, so as I stated in the beginning of the video, this review of Thanksgiving will be non-spoiler. I know it's still fairly new, fairly fresh to the public eye, only about 2 weeks old, and I know there are plenty of folks out there who have yet to see this film, and I want to respect that and not spoil anything. So if you do happen to pop in the chats and you have gotten to see Thanksgiving, please don't spoil it for those who have yet to see it. So basically, I will be sharing my high points as well as sharing my low points and just giving my overall assessment on how I feel about this film. So the first highlight I want to touch on is how much this film reminded me in many ways of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I definitely do believe eliroth, who as we know directed this film, took inspiration from I Know What You Did Last Summer with the whole holiday slasher aspect that we get with Thanksgiving. Remember, I Know What You Did Last Summer is set on 4th of July, and this film is set on Thanksgiving. Both are very important holidays here in America. There's one scene in particular that just really oozes with I Know What You Did Last Summer vibes. Those who have seen the film know what scene I'm talking about, and it really was refreshing to see for the simple fact that so many slasher whodunits, like this film is in Thanksgiving, tend to mimic Scream a lot. It's nice to see another slasher whodunit from the same time period in the late 90s get some much deserved love and reference. The second highlight of the film for me was the cast. We got a cameo appearance from Ginagershon in this film. It was definitely real nice to see Patrick Dempsey return to the horror genre. I believe this may be his first horror film since Scream 3. Correct me in the chats if I am wrong. I will say seeing him play the sheriff in this film definitely did seem like a nod to his character in Scream 3 as Detective Mark Kincaid, and definitely makes me feel like he is gearing up for a return of said character in Scream 7, but that is a conversation for another video. It was also nice to see Rickhoffman as well. He's worked with eliroth before in the Hostel franchise, and anytime I see him on screen, I just feel like you're in for some good laughs. They also had an influx of some good young talent, led by nellverlaque as Jessica, our main character / final girl as well. The third highlight for me was the appearance of the killer as they are dressed in a John Carver mask and costume, and I just feel like it's a badass look and a cool way to introduce a new horror villain. But the main reason I love the look is because much like Ghostface in Scream, it could be anyone donning the mask and costume, only adding that layer of mystery of who the killer could be. The fourth highlight to touch on is the kills. This movie had some pretty gruesome, fantastic kills in it. If I had to pick a favorite one, it would be one of the very first kills we got in the movie. If you watched it, then you may have a clue on which kill is my favorite, but of course I'm not going to spoil it. But if you are a fan of some brutal, creative kills, then you'll definitely be impressed with some of the kills that Eli cooked up for us in this film. The last highlight I will touch on is the story. I feel like though it is your cliche revenge-driven motive, if you watch the trailer then I'm sure you caught that aspect, so I'm not spoiling anything. But though it is your classic cliche revenge motive, I did not see the twist behind the motive coming, which made the story even more appealing and acceptable in my opinion, especially when you consider how the film ends. I now present to you all my low points of Thanksgiving, and though it is only 2 things, these 2 things are kind of glaring in my opinion. The first low point for me is the fact that this film suffers from Scream 6 syndrome, without spoiling anything, but it suffers from the same issues that many of us had with Scream 6, and if you watch Scream 6, then you know what I mean and what I'm talking about, especially when it comes to taking risks. I'll leave it at that. The second low for me was I was able to predict the killer far before the reveal happened, which was a real downer for me, not because it was just too easy to predict, but more so because I was hoping I was wrong. I really wanted it to be someone else and felt it should have been someone else. With that being said, I still really enjoyed Thanksgiving. It is definitely a fun time. I recommend giving it a chance, giving it a watch. It is worth it. I think it is one of the better slashers to come out this year and horror movies in general. And if I'm going to rank it, I'd give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. I feel the gruesome kill scenes we did get, as well as the twist with the motive, are what holds this film up quite well. But okay everyone, that is it for my Thanksgiving non-spoiler review video. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts on the film if you have gotten a chance to see it, without spoiling it for those who haven't. Was this film for you? Was it not for you? Things of that nature. I'm interested to see what you guys thought about this new slasher from Eliroth. Once again, this is Shom6Times YouTube Horror Movie Channel. I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. Thank you all for watching.